keeping me safe and sound. And when I fall, you tied a rope to me. You're blessing me every...
Welcome to a deep dive into the heart of Italian culinary tradition. Today we're focusing on flour, and I promise you, it's way more fascinating and honestly, more impactful than you might think.
Absolutely.
We're unpacking a whole stack of sofas today, digging into the secrets behind really exceptional pizza dough.
Right.
So if you've ever wondered, what makes a Neapolitan pizza crust so perfectly airy? Or why some flours just work better for those long, slow fermentations.
Yeah, the kind that develop amazing flavor.
Exactly. Then you are in for some real aha moments today.
Well, our mission here is to explore the philosophy, the really precise processes, and the unique flours of Molino Naldoni.
An Italian mill with quite a
A
history.
remarkable history, 7 generations deep. We want to understand not just what their flours are, but fundamentally why they're crafted the way they are.
And how that affects the final product.
Right, how it impacts everything from that perfect bubbly pizza crust to maybe a really deeply flavorful focaccia. Get ready to see the grains that become the foundation of so many incredible dishes in maybe a whole new light.
Okay, so let's dive in then. Having set the stage, let's get into the core of Molino Naldoni's philosophy. Our sources really paint a picture here. It seems like a company built on a philosophy that beautifully blends tradition, definitely technology, and also, crucially, people.
That's right. And they live by this motto, which sounds simple but is actually quite profound. Every flour deserves its own time.
Its own time. Okay, what does that really mean in practice?
Well, what's fascinating is how it's not just some marketing slogan,
Right.
It's a principle that's really rooted in those 7 generations of milling expertise. They operate from this absolutely state-of-the-art facility.
And they opened in 2019.
That's the one, in Faenza, Emilia-Romagna. Huge place, over 24,000 square meters. And importantly, it's BRC certified.
Which means?
It means they meet a really rigorous global standard for food safety and quality. It's a big deal. And their process is incredibly meticulous. The wheat goes through up to 30 progressive milling steps.
30, wow.
Yeah, and crucially, without thermal stress. So it preserves the wheat's natural integrity. And here's where that motto really comes alive. After grinding, the flour actually rests. It matures in silos.
Like the source said, just like good wine.
Exactly. And that resting and maturing, it isn't just some quirky detail. It's actually a deep insight from traditional milling that modern science now backs up.
So what's happening during that rest?
It means the gluten structure in their flour is essentially pre-optimized for performance,
Okay.
which translates to more predictable, less temperamental dough when you're working with it.
That sounds like a huge advantage for bakers.
It is. It's often overlooked in mass production, but it guarantees that renowned quality and consistency they're known for.
So you can see how that meticulous philosophy really flows down into their specific products. And this is where it gets really interesting for anyone making pizza. How Molino Naldoni has custom-tailored specific flours for different styles, different professional needs. We've got 3 examples here: Lucia, Marí, and Sciòre.
Right.
Let's start with Lucia. It's described as a 0-0 soft wheat flour, specifically for professional pizzerias. What makes it the balanced professional's choice?
Okay, so Lucia is designed for what you'd call medium fermentation times. Think typically around 36 hours, usually refrigerated at about 4 degrees C.
36 hours, okay.
It has a W value of 300. Now, W is basically the flour's strength.
Right, its ability to handle water and long ferments.
Exactly. And it has a peel ratio of 0.6. That number tells you about the balance between elasticity, stretchiness, and extensibility, how far it can stretch without breaking.
That sounds pretty technical.
It is, but that specific W and PL balance isn't just a number. It's kind of the hidden key to getting that perfect Neapolitan char, that leopard spotting, without the dough tearing.
Oh, okay. So consistency.
Right. It makes it an indispensable workhorse for pizzerias needing consistent results day in, day out. It has an optimal water absorption too, around 57%, which means excellent workability.
And the result after baking.
You get a light, fragrant crust, smooth, golden surface, and it's versatile. great for classic Neapolitan pizza in electric or gas ovens.
Not just wood-fired then.
No, but also good for pizza in teglia, that's the rectangular pan pizza.
Oh, yeah.
And even pinza, the oval-shaped, high hydration one.
Right.
Plus, big selling point, it's naturally additive-free, made from carefully selected grains, and has a pretty high protein content, over 13.5%.
Which helps with the dough structure.
Crucial for structure and elasticity, yeah.
Okay, so Lucia is the reliable, balanced workhorse. But what about pizzaiolos who want to, push the limits?
Right.
Achieve really high hydration, develop those super complex flavors from longer ferments. The sources point to Marí.
Yes, Marí. It's also a type 00 flour, but it's definitely designed for more advanced performance.
Right.
Exactly for pushing those limits you mentioned.
How so? What's different?
Well, it has a higher W value, up to 350, and an even higher protein content, at least 14%.
So stronger.
Much stronger. That strength and stability make it perfect for long, cold fermentations. We're talking 48 hours, up to maybe even 72 hours in the fridge.
Wow, 3 days.
Yeah, and it's explicitly designed for those advanced fermentation techniques, using pre-ferments like biga or poolish.
Or sourdough.
Or sourdough, exactly. Its high water absorption, around 59%, is really key here.
Why is that important?
Because that allows you to get those beautiful, open internal structures, those large alveoli.
The big air pockets.
Exactly. The ones that give modern Neapolitan pizza its signature lightness and that incredible, almost airy texture.
So Marí is ideal for?
Ideal for round Neapolitan, pizza and pella baked on a peel, and just generally contemporary high hydration pizzas. The source actually notes that with Marí, you're really expressing your philosophy of pizza.
That's a nice way to put it. Empowering the artist.
I think so.
Okay, and finally, for the artisan who maybe values deep tradition, a more robust, earthy flavor, there's Sciòre, a semi-wholemeal flour.
That's right. Sciòre is different. It's a type 2 semi-wholemeal flour.
What does type 2 mean compared to 00?
It means it contains more of the bran and the germ from the wheat kernel. So it combines the nutritional benefits and that aromatic richness you get from the wheat germ with the impressive strength of high-protein grains. This flour is truly built for resistance.
How strong are we talking?
It has an incredible W value of 420 and protein over 16%.
Whoa, that's really high.
It is. If Lucia is a reliable sedan and Marí is maybe a performance car, Sciòre is like a heavy-duty truck built for tough conditions.
Okay, I get the picture.
This strength allows it to handle very high hydration and very long fermentation times. Again, up to 72 hours in cold storage. It's ideal for mature yeasts, poolish, sourdough starters, things that need a strong flour.
But it's not just strength, right? You mentioned flavor.
Exactly. What truly distinguishes Sciòre is its aromatic profile. That slow fermentation really unlocks deep, fragrant notes during baking.
So the result is?
A more rustic pizza. Gorgeous golden crust, but with a really decisive, characterful flavor. It's suited for rustic Neapolitan style, round pizza, pizza in palara. Essentially, as the source puts it, for doughs that desire to tell a story.
You can really see it now. The different W values, protein levels, the hydration recommendations, they directly link to the kind of dough you can achieve.
Absolutely.
From those medium ferments with Lucia to the really long high hydration processes with Marí or Sciòre. It really is about matching the flour to your vision for the final pizza.
Precisely.
So what does this all mean for someone listening who wants to make a specific kind of pizza? It's clearly not just about following a recipe anymore, is it?
No, not at all. It's about choosing the right tool for the job.
Yeah.
Choosing the right flour is, well, it's almost like a chef choosing the right knife, you know?
It's a great analogy.
You wouldn't use a butter knife to fillet a fish, right? And similarly, you wouldn't try a 72-hour cold ferment with a flour that just doesn't have the strength.
That makes perfect sense. Now, it's fascinating how deeply they think about the flour itself. But obviously, a great pizza needs more than just amazing flour.
True.
Do our sources mention how Molino Naldoni supports the other crucial parts? Like leavening.
They do, actually. They don't just stop at the flour. They offer complementary products designed to help with leavening, and they integrate really well into a baker's workflow.
Okay, what are they?
There are two main ones mentioned, Pizza Plus and Instant Dry Yeast.
Pizza Plus.
Sounds interesting.
It is. It's a semi-finished product based on natural traditional sourdough. And importantly, it's made from refreshed sourdough without any industrial starter cultures.
So truly natural leavening.
Yes. It contains Saccharomyces cerevisiae, that's your standard baker's yeast, but also lactic and acetic bacteria.
Ah, the things that give sourdough its unique tang and flavor. Exactly, those key flavor makers. They contribute to improved flavor, definitely increased digestibility, which is a big plus, and that deep, complex fermented aroma in the final pizza.
Do you need much of it?
No, only about 1% of the flour weight. And it's surprisingly versatile good for all sorts of leavened doughs, even focaccia.
Okay, so that's for the sourdough approach. What about the instant dry yeast?
That's their more, let's say, classic high-performance option.
Uh-huh.
It's made from selected Saccharomyces cerevisiae strains with a bit of emulsifier E491 just for stability.
Just performance.
It boasts a really high fermentative power that measures over 1,250 milliliters of co-euros production. It's ideal for doughs that aren't sweet or have low sugar content.
Practical features.
Comes vacuum packed, very stable, 24-month shelf life. So it really shows they offer the right tool for different workflows, whether you want the complexity and, nuance of sourdough from Pizza Plus or the reliable efficiency you get from a good instant dry yeast.
It really is about providing options for the professional. Now, shifting gears a bit, it's quite something to see how a company so rooted in generations of tradition also thinks very strategically about global expansion. Our sources talk about Molino Naldoni's strategy for growing in the UK,
Yes, they do.
focusing really intently on building trust and promoting quality, largely through one significant partnership. What were the real challenges, do you think, in taking that very meticulous Italian philosophy of quality across borders, especially into a market like the UK?
Well, that's a really important question. Expanding globally, especially with a product as nuanced as specialized flour, it comes with unique challenges. It's not just about selling bags of flour. It's about translating a whole culture of quality and the precise ways to use the product.
Right, education is key.
Exactly. So Molino Naldoni chose to build their future in the UK through one person, essentially, Emilio Giacometti. He's described as someone who truly embodies passion, competence, and credibility in the pizza world over there. A really prominent figure in the UK pizza scene.
Okay.
He's actually the president of the UK Pizza Federation, a longtime supporter of quality Italian ingredients, and the sources call him a true bridge between Italy and the British market.
So a natural fit.
A very natural connection, yeah.
Okay.
Which led to him becoming their brand ambassador for the UK.
And this partnership, it's more than just importing flour.
Oh, much more. It includes leveraging his local expertise, providing hands-on technical training, doing in-shop demonstrations.
Getting right in there with the chefs.
Exactly. Building direct relationships with chefs and distributors, especially mentioned, are Scotland and Northern England. The ultimate goal, and this is key, is to build a community.
A community?
Yeah, a community of professionals who have at heart quality, digestibility, and true Italian craftsmanship. It mirrors Molino Naldoni's own meticulous process. It's about education and partnership, fundamentally, not just pushing sales.
That makes a lot of sense. So after all this, what does it really mean for you, the listener? We've journeyed from the historical foundations of this family mill deep into the nuanced science of individual flours.
Lucia, Marí, Sciòre.
Right. Seeing how specific qualities are literally engineered for specific results. And we even touched on how a company takes that whole ethos across continents.
Yeah.
It seems pretty clear that behind every truly great pizza, there's often a story of deep understanding and just unwavering dedication to the ingredients.
Absolutely. And understanding these details, it gives you a real shortcut. A shortcut to being truly well-informed about a really crucial aspect of baking.
It's not just flour is flour.
Not at all. It highlights that the recipe for success in baking isn't just about, mixing ingredients together. It's about understanding a whole process.
Holistic process.
Yeah, from the grain in the field right through to the final dish on the table.
Okay, so here's something for you to mull over. What new pizza possibilities or maybe even other baking breakthroughs open up when you start to think about flour differently? Not just as this generic ingredient, but as a carefully crafted tool. A tool designed with generations of expertise behind it, where each type, like they say, deserves its own time. Just like a good wine.
That's a great thought.
How might applying that same level of sort of intentionality to other ingredients or maybe even other processes in your own life, how might that transform the outcome?
Interesting question. And practically speaking, if you are a distributor, a pizzaiolo, or just someone passionate about making really high quality doughs, we definitely encourage you to check out Molino Naldoni's website. It's www.naldoni.it, naldoni.it, or just reach out directly for samples and support.
Good advice.
And as Emilio Giacometti puts it, the advice is continue to knead, believe, and keep the Italian spirit alive.
You're like a circle that floats around me, keeping me